Morning. So I eased myself back into work yesterday after being off for 2 weeks and started with the most important thing for my most important client. And my most important client is my own business. And the most important thing I had to do yesterday was invoice people. It was the start of the month, so I was invoicing people who pay in advance, and I was invoicing people who pay in arrears. I've got a few other businesses that I invoice at various stages in the month based on when they started work with me. I then went into Basecamp, and for each of my clients I created a new weekly thread, and the title of that thread is just the client name and then week commencing Monday the 1st of August 2016. The first thing I do is post a quick report of the previous week, so it's all the AdWords stats for the previous week, clicks, costs and conversions if we have them. I then follow my nose a bit based on the data, so I might, like yesterday I found that one campaign their branded searches had very high CPCs. So while I was actually deep diving into the branded campaign to work out why it had high CPCs, I was actually taking screenshots as I went along and just posting those. I've had some people say I give away too much information to clients, but I find, just personally, it's good to have the visibility of what's going on. And it's good to have the reasoning why changes are being made to an account. My best clients aren't going to read it all, work out how I do stuff and why I do stuff, and then fire me and do it themselves. Granted, some clients are going to do that, but then they were never going to be my best clients. My best clients just look at it and go, done, you know what you're doing, you're on top of it. And they know that if they want to, they can go back and have a look through the history to try and work out what was done and why. What this is also doing is it's showing my team how I do things. Not how, but why I do things and what I'm doing. The steps how I don't put into it, like I know how to do it. An AdWords guy that I might have will know how to do it himself, or he might come up with his own way how. So what and why are always more important than how. There's loads of different ways how we can do things. At the end of my analysis of what happened last week, which also includes, follow up on actions from last week, I'll then put down actions for this coming week, and I will tag people who are going to be responsible for each action. And the goal is not to have the biggest list of actions that need to be done this week, but the smallest list of actions that need to be done. So what I'm doing is getting into a weekly cycle. Every Monday is reporting what happened last week and work out what we're doing this week. Having a weekly thread in Basecamp just keeps all that information together and stops people going off in different directions, and it allows us to have the history. If we find that things have deteriorated or improved, we can go back to particular weeks to try and work out what changes we made and why. I then had a call with my new Google account rep. They seem to go through them quite quick. They swap in and out. It's kind of odd and a bit annoying dealing with Google that you get an account rep who helps you with new accounts, but it's like pulling teeth if I need support on an account that I've had running for years. To be fair, I think Google's had this feedback from quite a lot of agencies, and they're changing that. Come January 2017, I'll just have a single point of contact who will support me with all the accounts I have, whether they're new or old. Which brings me to an important tip. Once you've got an account or a new client that you're working with, you should devote as much time and attention to them as you did when you courted them and brought them on board. Or if I put this another way, if that client said, oh, we're not very happy with the service, we're now going to leave, and then you try and do lots of extra work, a flurry of activity and communication to get them to change their mind and stay with you, then that's the level of service you should have been providing all along. So don't let it get to the point where they want to leave before you realise that you should have been servicing them better and then provide the proper service. That doesn't mean go overboard. It just means go to the right level and stay at that level. Not all clients are equal. Some pay more than others. I've got some clients that pay more than others, but I would want to get rid of them first because they're harder work, because they annoy me, or because they're not a good fit for where I want to go.